Wait, what are you streaming?
Genshin.
Genshin, baby. Your go-to.
Maybe I should stream Helldivers, but all I do is fucking scream everything in front of me. Then again, isn't that basically what some streams are? Streams more like screams.
You should change industries, man. Stream some boobs or something.
Maybe if I tape my pecs together, I can get some cleavage.
Oh.
Some people have actually done that. I respect it. Yeah, I remember somebody making a cosplay thing where they were supposed to be a girl, so they just taped their tits together.
What the fuck?
And people fell for it. Yeah. Amazing.
Always. People are very creative, obviously.
Especially when it comes to catfishing for some reason. Time well spent.
Mm.
I see everything. Gather. Illusion shattered.
Do you know anybody who's been catfished?
Sure. Well.
Would anybody
I don't
admit to
really
it? I think that's
know.
part of the mystery.
I mean, I once got a message from someone, and I was like, "This is unreal. This is something that cannot happen normally."
Yeah, but the catfishers aren't usually people who pretend to be a Nigerian prince and contact you over Skype or some other or MSN Messenger, some fucking outdated app. It's like people who I think you like meet them on websites and they just pretend to be someone else is the most common strategy.
Yeah.
But it depends on how you want to define it, because there's also been people who in World of Warcraft to pretend to be women. That's a classic. What? What did I just get? Ancient piece of paper? Why? Okay, can I actually dive here? Or is this gonna be...
Do you want to hell dive?
Yeah, we just quit. So absolutely. Looking back, Dave, you had such a great time versus the automatons.
Yeah. I think this game has lost some appeal for me for some reason.
I mean, we keep ending up by ourselves, like without teammates, which just makes it so unnecessarily hectic. And then feels like you're just waiting for cooldowns to show up. Because you can't do anything, because you're just getting chased around the map the entire goddamn time. Or at least that's my experience. I feel like that's a fair summary. Please tell me I can dive here. What? Oh man, I have to do a world quest to get in here. How the fuck do you get out then? Ugh. This is something that I generally like about video games when they're fucking around in RPGs or other games with dialogue where they have like nameplates for the characters. Like before you meet them, it's like mysterious stranger or a person with deep voice and shit like that. And at the moment, there's the dude they call idiot. I need to find these golems. Can't leave any witnesses.
The fuck is going on? I hate this shit.
What? I'm gonna elaborate on the random negativity.
Can't.
Oh, okay. You just hate this shit in general.
No, it's mostly about what some of the work that I'm doing looks like now. Like, some of the work that I'm doing looks like shit right now, and I'm like, why what happened? Why I didn't change anything? Who is
Did
making
you
fucking
suddenly get
changes
a
to
fresh
this?
perspective? Or did you mean something bugged out?
There's a coder that thinks he knows how to make camera shake by
Uh-oh.
making everything super janky, and now it's a great time looking at the footage of his work laid on top of mine.
Why would a programmer be in charge of the cinematography?
I don't know. He just came up with an idea.
Oh, well.
Since he can do something, then he did. He didn't tell much. Like, if it was function or, but it's like aesthetics, and like, I don't really believe programmers with aesthetics. I don't really fucking see anything wrong.
You have the term programmer art for a reason.
Yes.
They prioritize functionality and then bada bing bada boom.
Mm-hmm. What can I do? Go to bed, wake up, eat again,
What? Eat shit, sleep, repeat?
eat shit, sleep, see shit,
Everyone
go to bed.
quiet.
Only way to live life. I mean, you can't really live life without that, so.
Mm.
What's going on?
I don't know, I just hear Dave being pessimistic in the background.
Mm.
Having a deep conversation.
No, very shallow. Just me being unhappy.
With what? Held out?
Dave, turn the
Yeah,
frown
that
upside
too.
down. Yeah, Like Dave has consistently had this experience. Like when I played with him by myself last time, like we couldn't get a group. They kept like leaving.
Yeah.
And then the exact same shit happens now, and we're constantly outnumbered. She just gets constantly bombarded. And then we can barely move because we can't clear things fast enough. And then there's just one dropship after another.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit of a mess.
Might be worth doing lower difficulties.
Maybe.
We need to do level 6 now because we can still get super samples.
10 of 7. Increase it. 8,
No,
9. What's the highest?
we currently just did 7.
Yeah, okay, so there's 8 and then 9, which is Helldiver. I don't know.
Yeah.
What is an Imperator?
Like a rank from like the Roman times.
Is it like a general? I keep confusing it with like Emperor.
I mean, it originally meant the rough equivalent of commander.
That's it? Okay.
Later it became part of the titulature of the Roman emperors.
No wonder I get confused then.
Yeah, like changed over time.
Okay. Wait, Caesar wasn't a title, was it? Caesar was a name?
I think it became a title after Julius Caesar.
Yeah, because you have the Tsar in Russia and Tsaritsa, which came from the name Caesar, so you have so many bastardizations, it gets confusing.
Yeah.
Why are organs considered menacing?
With the instrument,
Yeah,
or just the body part.
I mean, organs isn't a body part. Fucking
Is
category.
it the sound or is it the association with like churches and stuff?
I don't know. You also have the I was about to say Phantom Menace, Phantom of the Opera.
Hmm.
And it's like, for some reason, it's like a meme to have somebody hunched over an organ and playing. Like in Legend of Zelda, when you meet Ganondorf, he's on an organ playing, and you hear it throughout the tower. And then when they enter, you know, he stands up and turns around, and it's like, oh my god! I think it's just a way to get them to turn around dramatically. Some of it, at least. J.R.R. Tolkien wasn't the first person to use music as a metaphor for order and creation, right? I feel like I've seen that several times, though.
music is in like in the books. He didn't actually write music, did he?
No. But the like the creator in his universe used song to bring things into being
No, okay.
as like a metaphor for order. And it's sort of representative of how in the Bible, the first thing was the word or something.
Yeah. I'm sure there are
It's just
like
like
other
there's
religions.
meaning first and then... Yeah, maybe.
I feel like there are other religions that have had it come from there. But then why music and like because you're making like sound like ordering sound, but then like
Yeah.
sound creates matter. That doesn't really.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what it is about music that like gets associated with divinity. Because it could be like painting, that could also be like a method of creation, or like drawing, other artsy crafts, but it's like often music. Probably because it's easier.
Is it because it's
people
like
can
a
sing.
it's like
It's easier to
base
relate, more
level
emotionally resonant,
communication?
maybe. That too.
So it's like regardless of who it is, it's like you hear the music and it affects you. Same as if you like see things, you can like understand stuff. But
Yeah, but I think
not everyone can read and write and talk languages.
Yeah, but you can understand a picture. You have eyes, you can see things, but I think it's also that it's easier to express yourself that way. Like you can sing and you can understand the tones and the notes and the structure of it, so it's more relatable, I think, than being able to draw, because it's really easy to be unhappy with what you've drawn.
Yeah.
So I think the approachability is an element. I also feel that's part of why some sports are popular.
Good night.
Good night. Hope you're happier tomorrow.
Oh.
Bye. Like, because people grow up playing soccer and shit like that, for example, it's easier to relate to like what's difficult about that and then respect skill when they see it. But so like things have to have a certain low amount of skill floor in order for it to become popular. It feels like skateboarding. I think just being able to stand on it and getting it moving without falling off, I think is like very unapproachable for most people. And then doing anything cool after that is just way more difficult.
Because I skateboard, so I don't know. It's like
Yeah, but you do kick flips and jump on half pipes and, well...
No, I understand it. Well, yeah, I guess it's more approachable for me, but like the risk of injury isn't worth it.
Yeah, how many people do you know that are willing to go through that shit?
Yeah.
So I think that correlates to not just popularity of sports, but popularity of ideas. Oh my god, wait, I just realized. That explains why so many people are stupid. There are ideas that are like just wrong on so many levels, but they're approachable. They're like quick and easy to understand.
Yeah. All our problems would be over if we just kicked out all the immigrants.
Yeah, exactly, because you can just put everything on them. It's so easy.
Yeah.
It's like they're somehow so lazy they immediately go on what the fuck is the term? They get put on welfare immediately because they're unwilling to work, and they're also stealing all the jobs at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, make up your mind. Like, I genuinely wonder how different the world would look if people knew and understood the things I did, like about psychology specifically.
Once this battle's over, I'll be able to go home.
Hmm.
Because I feel like people would be more hesitant to just accept ideas. But people don't get punished for following their emotions to that degree.
Ridiculous ravings and nothing more.
Hmm.
So what do you think?
Say that last bit again. The
Huh?
emotions, like punished for their emotions.
Yeah, people don't really get punished for adopting ideas based on emotions. Because everybody does it, so everybody perpetuates it.
Like what?
Like, if you're a liberal, a black person can never do anything wrong. It's just accepted. And nobody in your group are going to punish you for it. But if you ever try to point out a black person doing something wrong, you're just immediately labeled racist. So you're incentivized to not point anything out.
Yeah. True.
What sort of fish should I
It's
So people like operate by axioms way too much, and there's no actual thinking involved. It's like watching a bunch of robots on autocomplete.
because I wonder how much like I feel so many of people's like hesitation to admit or change their mind is like based on the social pressure or their like family. And so like a religious person won't leave their religion because all their family are religious, so they're leaving their family, and it's like they're kind of
Yeah, haven't we talked about
Sure.
this before? Like,
but then it
I think I pointed that out, how there's too much, people are too social animals, so too social of an animal. And when you risk being ostracized by your entire group, there's no way people are going to start thinking differently.
I wonder, like, so for me, because I live basically by myself, and then I don't, like I don't live with my family or see them or anything. And like, technically, it's like I can live without my family, right? Because it's like I pay my own
Yeah.
bills and so it's like if I did something and they all hated it, like it doesn't affect me, right? And like, like say I don't get to spend time with them, but then I barely spend any time with them anyway. So I wonder if it's like, do you think isolation like pushes people to be better at like sort of accepting new ideas, changing their mind, like for thinking like that, because they have nothing to lose socially?
Yes and no. I think the environment matters a lot, and you get more varied thinking if you're not influenced by others. But there's also universities are like a place where there is a lot of varied thinking, and you're promoted to disagree and have discussions. So that's usually a good environment. But I also keep hearing that there are some ideas that still can't be challenged there and just get perpetuated.
Yeah. I guess
Seems
it's
like
kind of.
the entitled students are lashing out.
It seems like so many having like the ideas and debating the ideas. It's like a lot of them are just stuck in the idea zone because you can never take action. It's like, say, I believe the country should be run one way and you believe a different way. It's like,
You're supposed to reduce it to something actionable.
yeah, or
But,
it's like,
people are very happy just like having ideas. Louis C.K. Had, like, it wasn't even a joke. It was just like a one-liner about how people approach ideas. But he just directed it on himself. But a lot of people are like this, where he says like he he has ideas just to make just to feel good about himself. Like I be- I believe in world peace. I believe he should have world peace. I think this is a good idea. I'm not going to do anything about it, but it makes me feel good when I think about it. And,
Yeah.
like, people have like pet ideas
Yeah.
that they get to like think about to like make them think that they're good person just for having the idea. But like they're not gonna build themselves up to be a good person who actually acts on those ideas or do anything about it. It's just enough to have them for a lot of people.
Yeah. But like, do you like say? But they could be actionable depending on like.
They could be,
but
but people again, people aren't rewarded for going through that. That's why we have the situation with the Palestinian protesters. I keep phrasing it like that. That's incorrect. The pro-Palestinian protesters. It's
But then
like they're just going online harassing people. They have no real conclusion or plan. It's just let's get as many people to agree with me as possible, because the more people agree with me, the better I feel. That seems to be it. That's like all the thought process that I can see. There's like
Yeah,
no
but then-
down the road conclusion or action that they seem to hope.
But it could. A lot of it is like you basically you sort of accept certain ideas to have stuff figured out for when you encounter situations.
Wait, repeat that?
So like you say you have an idea of how to behave.
No, just repeat that. Like you often rephrase when I dropped a few words.
What?
I often ask you to repeat things, and because like I didn't pick up on a word or two, and then you like try to rephrase the whole thing when that's not necessarily the problem.
Yeah, but then it's like I rethink what I said.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's more for your part.
Like you can have ideas that aren't actionable now, but they're like thought out in anticipation of potential situations. So it's like, say you cultivate an idea of like I should help old ladies cross the road.
Mhm.
But like I'm not going to spend all my time going out hunting for old ladies to help cross the road. But it's like when I'm on a street and I see an old lady, I can help her cross the road. So
Sure.
it's like you can you can like prepare ideas for actualization.
Yeah, of course. But that's
So,
why
but
you
then
should think of things in advance. Like you can, like that feels like how Stoics function. They have like a philosophy for life, so that's like generally applicable, so that when shit happens, they're ready.
Yeah.
But being a liberal doesn't seem to do that, or being progressive. It's just like, okay, we want like a general sense of equality. Cool. Doesn't really help you in this like war situation. Like equality isn't the problem here.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore.
No.
So like, oh yeah, like I think what a lot of people are struggling with is that the world is going off script.
Yeah.
Like their ideas and philosophies worked in a peaceful setting where all they had to do was go online and pester people and have them agree with them, because that was all they needed from them. Like that's the beginning and end of their conflict. Now there's actual repercussions. Now there's actual consequences. Now things are more important. That you have an idea and a plan or something thought out.
Yeah.
The script no longer works, and I have no idea what the fuck to do.
Yeah, it's like, or it's kind of the ideas are thought out purely from one frame of mind, or from like, it's like they think of it in isolation. So like, say they get challenged on it.
I'm not even sure how much. I don't think they even think about them at all. They just like adopt the philosophy and axioms. They don't think about the fundamentals of them or how they would should like be generally applicable, like, and the shape of the idea, so they know like where and how the application starts and stops.
Yeah.
Because you could do those things, but it doesn't seem like almost anybody does.
Yeah, so they don't think of like you say, like the way to live your life versus like a solution to one problem. It's like
I mean, I don't think they do either of those. I
yeah.
think they just, like, again, it feels like here's the start and end of the thinking. This is what my friends think. Here's what I have to say to fit in. And everything else makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So, like, there aren't enough groups that allow for healthy disagreement, which is ironic because that's basically what liberals should be.
Mm.
And it feels like progressives are built off of liberals to a large degree. Like, you know, part of the keyword liberal, like freedom choice, freedom to act how you see fit, etc. And like the point of progressives is that we give that freedom to everyone. And yet,
Yeah, it doesn't work.
and yet they're very restrictive in like allowing people the freedom to express ideas.
Yeah.
And even though there are some ideas that are problematic, like they should be addressed, not pushed to the ground, where, or rather pushed underground, where it gets to grow out of sight and it becomes a problem when it's unearthed. Like, Jesus Christ.
What do you think is the main reason that it's like they don't want to deal or
Dogma things?
confront or like?
Because it makes them uncomfortable to have to think about things, because it allows.
That's what I mean. Like,
because if you think about it, that requires often like a more nuanced understanding. But if you express a more nuanced understanding, you'll be ostracized because that brings your thought process and argumentation closer to the other side, usually.
but that's like, but what's the fear?
And the
It's
other
like
side is just the enemy.
the fear is your friends don't like you anymore.
Largely, yeah. Because there are apparently a lot of people who are like that. Like, you know me, I would often make the arguments like, how good of a friend are they if they're willing to do that?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So
it's
is it
like,
actually worth placating them constantly?
because I've had this thing at
To me,
work.
if I expect my friends to be able to have a healthy disagreement with me. If I don't see that, I probably wouldn't want to be friends with them. But that's apparently not how everyone thinks. At least it doesn't seem that way.
It's like I've had this thing at work where
Yeah.
twice where it's like you have your conversation and then the conversation is like personal. It's like, oh, what do you think of this? Or, you know, what do you want to do in the future? But like just, you know, about talking about each other, like ourselves. And then say that it's like either like religious or like say it's like a concept comes up. So it's like religion, or it's like
Taboo subject.
not taboo. It's like it could be one of them was about like it's just like, oh,
Sensitive?
they haven't really thought about their life, and it's like, oh, I'd rather like, you know, just get married and like have kids and just like follow whatever my like husband tells me, or like, you know, or like I don't like the idea of being in charge, right? They don't want to be like a manager or a boss or anything. So then it's like in that conversation, it's like it moves from a personal conversation to like, I think it's like a conceptual conversation. So like then I start talking about all the
Wait,
dangers.
how do they see it? You see it as conceptual, they see it as what?
No, so it starts personal, right?
Okay.
So I'm just like asking them, and they're like, oh, I don't really want to, be in charge or like be a boss or run a company. I just want to, have a job and da da da. And then I move the conversation on to like, it goes into, I think it's like a conceptual. Like I start saying things like, oh yeah, but if you're just a follower, people can like
Take
use
advantage.
you or like take advantage or like hide things from you and you don't know that they're like not giving you all the information and da da da. And then that the other person I was
Yeah, well, that
talking to,
depends. Like being a follower and having a lack of awareness aren't the same thing.
right? But then so I'm like I'm like bringing up these ideas, right? Like maybe you shouldn't want to be a follower, and maybe the pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
And then the other person gets like upset with me because
Sure.
they're taking it personal, as if I'm like criticizing them.
Yeah, because they see your consideration of the entire idea as a critique of their choice.
Yeah.
Given
but
the
it's like,
context, I can understand it, but I would still be more, lenient in the interpretation, personally.
but then for me, it doesn't even seem. It's like it's just like,
I mean, I've done that too, I'm pretty sure. Where we've talked about something and then you like really dig into the idea and I'm like, yeah, but I've made the decision or something.
yeah, but I don't think I'm ever to the point where I'm like, don't talk to me.
No, probably not. They've
but
done that?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And like I felt, you feel bad like you have upset somebody. Like, because it's like they had this assumption that like I was saying they're this follower and that they're like, I don't know, like easily taken advantage of and da da da. It's like, but it's happened multiple times where it's like, you talk about a subject, and the subject is personal to them for some reason, or they
Therefore,
they
talking
take
about
it
anything
personally.
related to
Yeah. And then they get upset because they can't have like a conceptual conversation about it because they feel like attacked because I'm like asking questions.
Yeah, because you're actually exploring the idea, but they see it as you exploring their decision.
Yeah, it's
Or
because
the
we have the same
lifestyle
with
or whatever.
someone else with like religion. It's like
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I'm Christian. I'm like, oh, why? And then like, and then it's like the Bible, and it's like, well, why do you trust the Bible? It's like, because it's it's an ancient book. And it's like, well, there's books older than the Bible. So like, why don't you leave? And it's like, so it's kind of, I see it as a conceptual conversation, and they see it as me like bullying them.
Like when you're talking about this, I just feel like fucking with people. Like, you know how a lot of people talk about how the argument for why there's a creator is like, oh well, everything you've ever seen has been made by someone, right? Or some dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
I would just point out, like, you know that every book that has ever been written has been written by a person, right? Why would you trust a person to decide your life for you?
Yeah. But I just don't like. I can't imagine having a conversation and feeling like offended by somebody.
Sure, you
Like
can.
I don't feel as though I can be like insulted or like
Okay.
offended by a topic.
Is that a challenge?
Yeah, like I can't think of, because like either something's true, it's false, or it's an opinion. So it's like,
Yeah, but
if it's true,
if
I
I
accept
guess-
it. If it's false, I ignore it. If it's an opinion, then that's your
if
opinion.
it's true, you accept it. Yeah, that easy.
Yeah.
You don't have any emotional response so long as it's true.
Yeah. Go on then.
Okay, how do you define truth?
Well, like say someone's like, you're old and bald and like wear glasses. It's like, yeah, it's true.
Oh, okay.
It's like,
Childless and unmarried, just like point shit like that.
Yeah. So yeah,
And
it's true.
like, yeah, good with me, baby.
Well, it is
Let me
exactly
have
like
it.
it's true. Because like I've accepted like
Okay.
And yeah, it's true. It's like it doesn't insult me that like I'm pursuing something. And it's like you don't have it.
So
Yeah,
you really
so
think
that's
that there's nothing you would consider personal to you? No topic?
not that I would be upset about,
Okay.
because it's like it's like true. You know what I mean? It's kind
Okay.
of accepting the reality, because I feel like a lot of people's getting upset about personal things is based on not wanting to believe it, or it's kind of they've like say
Most people
someone
don't
has
like
like
being judged.
yeah, but that's the thing is I don't care. It's like who is judging me? It's like there's no one I care about enough to care if they judge me.
Is that
It's like what can, if you said to me, "Oh, you're ugly," it's like why do I care what you think how I look? It's like it doesn't matter.
okay?
It's like it's kind of
I
it's
think
like
for most people, they
I just don't get it.
I usually don't get angry. Wait, how do I put this? It's like I don't usually get angry if people insult me, but there's something I find annoying about. I think annoying is the right word. I find it frustrating to see people make the attempt at being antagonistic towards somebody, because I find that really hard to justify.
Mhm.
So when somebody's just like being an asshole for the sake of it, like it being directed at me doesn't bother me. Like if I see somebody doing it to somebody else, like it aggravates me. It almost aggravates me more, because if it's aimed at me, it's like, oh, okay, well, I can deal with this. But if I see somebody just lash out for what I discern to be no good reason, I'm like, whoa, 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 what the fuck is going on here?
That's the thing for me. It's like it's more of the case of like for me, it's like I'm excited that they're picking on someone because I want to fight them. You know what I mean? It's like I just want to fight somebody. So it's like it's not the case that so much that I'm really worried about the other person being like intimidated. It's more that like, hooray, there's an opportunity I might be able to have a fight with somebody.
How do we get
know
on
what
the
I mean?
topic of fighting?
Well, like say the same like you're seeing someone like you're at work and someone next to you is being like a really angry customer is being like horrible to them.
Sure.
So you'd be like, they're being unreasonably aggressive, like, you know, insulting and difficult. So
Yeah.
you would be annoyed and you'd like step in and like, you know, defend them, whatever, help out.
I'm hesitant to step in as well, because I don't know if that's something the other person wants me to do. Like I've had people who find it belittling, I guess.
It depends on the. Well, I guess
And
yeah.
also sometimes they don't like how I handle it.
Well, it depends on I guess if you like read the situation, it's like say they're like you can see them handling it,
Mhm.
then it's fine. But if it's like you see that they can't handle it,
Well, therein lies
then
the rub.
yeah.
Interpretation is important.
And then what I was saying is it's not so much that I feel worried and like upset for the person getting insulted and want to like stop them from being upset. It's more that I'm looking for an opportunity to have arguments and fights with people. So this like
Okay.
justifies my like combative desire. So it's like
I'm trying to connect this to our original conversation. How does this connect?
what was it before? What was it? What did we go through? We had stepping in, being insulted. Well,
Taking
it
things
was about
personally,
taking things personally.
getting emotional
Just like
about things.
So it's like I don't. Yeah, it's like
What sort of
like, or I'm comparing it to say you're saying about the liberals and all this stuff, and it's like things you can't say, and it's like, say, oh, you can't say something racist, or you can't say like something transphobic, and you can't say all these things.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I can't imagine anything that would affect me like that. But then obviously I'm not in a group that have had like that get bullied or
Yeah, you're not in those
have had
cliques.
right, exactly. So it's like I wouldn't know. I've not been in a situation where it's like I feel like I'm targeted for something I can't like change or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But then if someone's up to me and says, "Oh, you're like I'm not listening to you because you're white," I'd just be like, well, "That's stupid." It's like I wouldn't feel like super upset and like, "Oh, this guy's." If someone was racist to me, it's kind of like it's never happened, so I don't know. I don't feel as though it would affect me, but I don't know. But then I can't imagine it would like upset me.
Okay.
But like. But that's the one thing I don't get. It's like if like you can say there's like things that are bad. And say you like I don't know the government's doing some horrible things, like it's like racist or doing some bad decisions, and like you can
If the
hate.
government is?
Or like say like a group. Say like let me think of an example. Say I don't know. What's a good example? Like. We'll say like 8 years ago, it's like it's illegal to be gay, or like, for example,
Mm-hmm.
or like, and then, oh no, maybe that's too strong. I'm trying to think. It's like,
How would you even define taking things personally?
yeah, that's what I'm trying to. It's like, say there was like a
is the
cause.
strength of the emotional response important?
That's what I'm thinking. It's like,
Because
say, yeah.
if you're in the same category,
It's like I feel like I could like take action without like based on the justification of like what the reasoning for taking action rather than it's like an emotional response. So like say the government's like, oh, if any gay people like hold hands in public, we're gonna like arrest them. Say that, just that rule. It's like I don't feel like angry. But it's like I feel like I would like do something to like stop it, you know what I mean? Or like I would if I had the opportunity to take action or do something about it, I would do it, but it wouldn't be emotionally driven. It would like it's kind of it makes sense to like change the laws, and logically it doesn't make any sense to like arrest people for holding hands and like but I don't think I'd feel anger at it.
okay.
But then I wonder if that's how people see it as well, or like most
think
people
that would
behave.
depend. Like, I think your emotional response would depend on how invested you get and how frustrated you get with having to fight people for something that should be so obviously wrong.
Then
Because
would
you
that just be
don't
like
spend your time
frustration? Is it just frustration? Is that it's like
Yeah, and people get frustrated when you criticize their life. Like, what's the difference?
I guess it's more based on
Like, what if your parents were really overbearing and every time you met them, they asked you why you didn't have a proper job, shouldn't be a lead artist by now on some huge project?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what my grandparents say.
Yeah.
When are you
Yeah.
gonna start making money from your?
When are you gonna have a
Um,
proper career?
So every time they've said that, I was just like, they don't know anything, so well, I don't care. Like I didn't feel anything when they'd say it. I'd just be like,
Sure, but imagine this increasing in intensity and perpetuity. Like every fucking time they show up, you know you have to start justifying your shit, and you can't fucking veer the conversation.
I think the thing,
Would you keep showing up, or would you start avoiding them? Because I think that's a pretty
Yeah.
emotionally driven response, even if you don't want
so
to
is
do it.
avoiding, yeah. I feel like I wouldn't avoid them. I feel like I just say, like, shut the fuck up, stop bringing it up.
Isaac, assuming that doesn't work.
Depends. Well, I just bring up shit.
Suplexing grandma.
Well, it depends on like the degree. Well, say it's like if they're meaning it like honestly every time, then I just bring up stuff to them.
What?
It's like,
to counter them? What do you mean?
yeah,
You think you could change the topic? Isaac, have you seen Franco lately?
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
but like say it's like someone at work, right? Maybe like because the whole, like say you're working with someone, and they're always like the same situation. Like, oh, why are you still working here? You should be a manager, and you should go and get a good. You're like, you can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
Because
I feel
there's
like,
somebody telling you how to live your life. That's basically how people interpret you.
but then is avoiding them an emotional response,
Of course it is.
even if you don't feel any emotion?
Like, why? What do you mean you don't feel any emotion?
Like,
Why would you be avoiding them if not for an emotional reason?
well, it's just the same way that like you walk down the street and they're doing roadworks and it's loud, so you just don't go down there because it's loud.
I wanted to ignore it.
Yeah, but then you say you're working, you're sitting next to them the whole time, you can't ignore it.
Well, does that stop you from being an emotional response if you can't ignore it?
Is it an emotional response or a logical response?
Why are those mutually exclusive?
Then if you
If
don't
somebody
actually,
annoys you, isn't it logical that you stop interacting with them?
but if it's
But
not
Isaac,
annoying,
Why even be with your grandparents? Isn't it logical that you stop spending time with them because you could do literally anything else and therefore more productive? You're there for an emotional reason. This feels like talking to a robot, like they're going to explain emotions.
that's what I mean. It's like that. It's like you don't. It's like, say you have someone you're always around and they start asking you questions, the same question all the time, right?
Mhm.
Like, when are you gonna, earn money from your, I don't know, your hobby or something?
Mhm.
And like, you say, oh, I'm working on it, but it's slow and I'll get there eventually.
Mhm.
And then they ask the next day. It's like, well, I told you yesterday. It's like, it's like, so you just give them the same answer every day, or you just. But it's like, I don't feel the emotion of like frustration. It's just like you don't understand why they keep asking. So it's more like a curiosity.
I can hear frustration in your voice when the shit going on outside and you have to get up and close the window. You can't be this detached.
It's.
For fuck's sake, this shit.
I don't. But it's more of like.
Or, hey, how about this classic phrase? Why are my teammates helping?
One man's stone.
Like, you keep downplaying those things, but why the fuck would you just accept those as emotions? I don't understand. Yeah, Isaac is too emotionless. You're right, Yuumiya. You tell him.
It's like I don't. When I compare it to actual like, so say at
This
work
reminds
and
me of
I
the conversation I had with Ben, where we were talking about something, about like something being a surprise, and it's like you didn't see it coming. Of course, it's a surprise. I was like, no, surprise is too strong a word. It's like, no, it's categorically correct. Stop complaining about the fucking magnitude.
yeah, but it's like, it's like yeah, the magnitude is the thing. It's like
Okay, well, you can convince yourself all you want. I hear the frustration in your voice when things
it's kind of
happen. This is you being all like, I never laugh.
yeah, but it's like
Yeah. And yeah, you can't be frustrated without acting that way.
but then how do you like? It doesn't even.
Like, are you looking for physical responses for various situations?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
But then say at
You might not
work.
find any because a lot of them aren't particularly physical. They're like almost purely mental.
That's
Like, for
it's like
example,
say
if you're in a stressful situation, you might feel like sweating in the palm of your hands and shit like that. But like, just being poked and prodded isn't gonna like start making you sweating profusely unless you have like no emotional stability.
Hmm.
So yeah, how do you define it? Give me a second. Oh. Feel like I really have something in my throat. Anyway. Isaac, define emotion.
Well, I guess it's based on like. Hmm. Like say. Hmm. I guess it's more like the emotion. For me, I guess the emotional response I have is based on consequences of whatever's happening.
Wait, repeat that.
Like, so it's like, but it's like I feel like I only feel emotions if there's like consequences for me. So like, if I think I've upset someone at work who I'm friends with,
Mhm.
I like feel it that I've upset them and like I'm like worried because
Yeah, it seems like a very clear emotional response.
yeah. But then it's like someone I don't really know at work, like is really upset for some other reason or like doesn't like me but I don't really know them or it's like I don't feel anything. So it's kind of
You only feel negative. Wait, no, now I'm confused.
it's like I only feel negative emotional feelings when it's like consequences for myself. It's like say someone gets hit by a car in front of me. It's like,
That doesn't even seem to be correct. You feel emotional, emotional response when you feel responsible for another person's emotional state. Because when it affects others, you seem to be affected. When something affects you directly, you tell me that you shrug it off no matter what, like you're bulletproof. So when you think you upset someone else, you seem to be affected.
Yeah, because it's like
Yeah,
them
which
being
is
upset is a
your
consequence for me. Because they won't
as a
talk to me
consequence
anymore
for you, no, as a consequence
Yeah.
of you.
for me.
Really? So if you wouldn't see any of those women the next day, you'd be just fine with how it ended? I don't believe
No,
that.
I mean, as in like,
Then there is no consequence for you.
say there's like 2 people, and I have
Mhm.
the same conversation, and the same
Mhm.
thing happens with 2 people,
Mhm.
but one I know really well and one I don't know. It's like I care about the one I know and I don't care about the one I don't know.
I don't believe that either. I think it depends on how avoidable the situation was and how easily you could have done something different. I think that's the factor. It's like the mental response for when people, like, you can basically measure this. When people miss their plane, if they miss it by 5 minutes, they fucking drive themselves crazy with all the things they could have done differently. If they miss it by 2 hours because they overstepped, it's like, fuck it. I mean, what can you do?
Yeah.
So I think when you don't know the person and they overreact and you don't feel like you had much say in their response, I don't think you care much.
Mm.
But I still think if you went on a date and you decidedly took a chance at a raunchy joke and upset them, and you knew it was avoidable, but you still took the risk, I'm pretty sure you would hold yourself pretty accountable, even if you weren't planning on seeing them the next time, or whatever the fuck, or you just met them, etc.
Yeah, but like what? Like the reason for why it would bother me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel as though it'd be because they're upset.
Okay.
I feel like it'd be like I can't sleep with them now.
Really?
So it's more depend. It's like it depends on.
Well, that's immortalized on the internet now.
But that's how it sort of
No,
feels. Like say,
I don't care about how I affected them. I don't get to fuck them now.
but that's the because it's like you go on a first date, so you've spoken to them for
Uh-huh.
like a few days, and it's like you say a joke and they don't like the joke.
Mm-hmm.
The feeling you have is like, oh shit, I've like fucked up the date and I won't be able to see them again. And like if you like them, you'll be like, oh, I like them, I want to see them again. Like, oh, I've messed it up. But if you
So,
don't, yeah.
really, so if you make a joke about suicide because the likelihood of anybody having any close personal experience with that is extremely low, but then it turns out that one of their family members have killed themselves, it's a really sore topic, and they just fucking drift off in the conversation because they're having a mental breakdown. It was just like, this was fine, this was a correct decision, I'm unbothered by this.
Well,
So
because
long
you
as we
can't
get to
know.
smash.
It's like you can't know that they had a fucking family member that killed themselves.
Okay. Most of the so every time you've
So it's not a mistake from your part.
okay. This seems more consistent for me though, but you're telling me that the only reason that you beat yourself up whenever you upset another person, like on these dates or the people you're trying to date, or you think you've upset them, isn't because it was you see it as a fuck up and you could have done better, or you made the situation tense and you don't know how to deal with it. The actual reason is this might fuck up my chances to have sex with them later on.
Depends who it is. But then it's usually a case of like, or it's
I try
not
to find fundamental reasons, but okay.
not just sex. It's more like the relationship or like the future possibilities are like messed up from this situation. Because a lot of the time, say they're
I agree.
upset, it's like, yeah, what?
Then why wouldn't you fuck around with people for your own amusement? In general. You personally benefit, don't you? You could go full Machiavelli with this line of thought.
Yeah, but it's like,
You
But
cause
say-
people trouble and make them fucking fight each other because you start a rumor mill.
yeah, you could, but I don't feel any enjoyment from that.
Have you
It's like
tried?
no. It's like the kid. Say I say a joke and they don't like it
Mhm.
because it's like some hidden reason I don't know. It's like in my mind, usually it's the case that like it's kind of like again, like I think I can't be insulted. It's like I feel like they're silly for being upset about it.
You can't be insulted.
It's like if I say something you don't like, it's like why would you assume that I'm doing it to be hurtful? Or like if you can't kind of
Hmm?
I'm trying to think of like I'm trying to say it. So like say you're on a date, first date, you don't know them that well, and then I say a joke about suicide.
It's a first
and
date.
then-
How well can you know them?
Right, okay. So you don't. And then so I say a joke
Okay.
about suicide, and they have a family member that killed themselves. So like I say the joke,
Okay.
and then they like
Laugh raucously.
say they tell me it's like they don't like it.
When you do that.
But like yeah, because it's like they someone close to me died from that or something. I just be like, oh okay. It's like I wouldn't be like, oh my god, I'm so like, oh I'm like I can't sleep at night because I'm upset you. It's like my own ignorance. I didn't hurt them intentionally. It's like
Yeah, but you unintentionally hurt people all the time and it bothers you. And you're telling me that that is exclusively due to how close you are to them. Okay.
I guess so. Like, well,
Okay.
trying to think it through now.
Maybe you just don't. Maybe nah. You're more careful around newer people as well. Like if you actually believe this, you'd just be fucking throwing jokes left and right. Way more aggressively than you.
Yeah.
You told me about how you're more guarded around new people, and how you
Yeah.
think that that's a mistake because you should be more open and honest about who and what you are.
Hmm.
Gay.
I wouldn't really make jokes about suicide, so it's not a really good example.
Wouldn't you? Okay, well, if I can, as if that was the important point I was trying to make. Isaac,
No,
stop
yeah,
joking
no.
about suicide. You always do this.
But then it's kind of like
Oh, I wish I had Chiori here. Damn it.
it seems a lot of the time that I'm more affected by like like I'm not so bothered by the upset of the other person. I'm more affected by like the consequences I get. So it's like
Okay.
so it's
So you never reflected on your actions and been disappointed on how that reflects on you?
well yeah, like say Well, say the recent one I said about where it's like neither of us talked about what kind of relationship we wanted.
Yeah.
And then it led to kind of all this stuff. But it's like it kind of
Yes.
it's like once I like told the whole like once I mentioned it to them, and like said everything out, it's like
Isaac, talk faster. You're slowing the
Uh,
stream down.
like I sent
And those that come across
I sent like
stay a while.
a whole big message explaining it and like apologizing, and then they never replied, and I've seen them at work, and they haven't spoken to me since, like silent treatment.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Was it silent treatment, or was it just that they didn't have time to?
It's like
contact you
literally
as-
like
Oh,
no
okay.
like silent
They
treatment.
said that they've
We're
been ignoring
both
you?
face to face in the same room, and they won't talk to me because we work at the same place.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
So it's like, but then I didn't feel bad because it's like I said everything and I've interpreted things and figured stuff out as I feel. And
Wait,
then they
which
haven't.
situation was this? The one where you, where you didn't wait? No, fuck. I think I'm confusing two women because they sound like such a similar situation.
It was like a few dates and it was just like physical pretty quickly and we didn't talk about it.
Oh, that one.
Like,
Okay, yeah. Because you
So
had
then
another
it's-
one where you felt like you fucked it up by a slip of the tongue, but that wasn't a person you actually knew from the job, right?
Yeah, that was something else. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So she took it personally that you.
Well, I don't know. She didn't say anything.
Well, okay.
She, like after I sent her, she hasn't replied, hasn't spoken to me, and so I have no idea. I could make assumptions basically.
And what do you assume? Oh, they have her assumptions really, because if she won't communicate with you, so.
Right, exactly. So, but then it's like I don't think about it.
But what exactly are the consequences there? What do you mean? That she ignores you at work?
Yeah, but then it's like that I'm not bothered by it because it's like that's her decision.
Sure.
So it's feels. I feel like
So you
It's
don't feel
like-
like that's a real consequence to you?
no.
Okay.
It seems like there's like a feedback loop where it's like you're on your own a lot.
So
you-
sorry, I just want to get this clear. You don't see awkward work interactions as a downside?
No. Or it's like they're not even that awkward. It's like
Okay.
it's kind of well there's nothing or it's like there's nothing to think about because they won't talk to me about it. So it's like you just kind of get over it and forget about it. Like out of sight, out of mind.
So what the hell would you consider an actual consequence to you? Because if that doesn't even affect you negatively, then
Don't know. Well, it's
because what it sounds like is due to the lack of things you consider to be consequences, you could be way more selfish in most interactions, and yet you
Yeah.
aren't, which is like why again this doesn't
Yeah.
feel consistent with how I
know.
read you.
that's how I think it. It's like it's like I have this weird like thinking now where it's I feel as though I could be way more.
Sorry, I'm reading chat, and I like that this. You're not an overthinker, you're an underthinker.
It's kind of like that.
because like when we talk about most things, you like overthink so many things. Like that's even like you complicated one of your interactions with another person because you overthought it. But when it comes to your actual emotions, it's like this doesn't make. When it comes to your emotions, it's like you kind of haven't understood them or tried to understand them. Is what it feels like.
I don't. It's kind of like it's more of the case that I've just lived my life and gone through all these different situations.
Sure.
And
Have
then
you tried using like an external interpretation or description of like the things you're going through, or like how you act? Like, is this the response of a person of this emotional state, etc.?
what do you mean? What do you mean? Like use something?
Use an external description, like. For
do you mean?
example, when we play League of Legends and you just go, "Oh, what the fuck's the point?" What does this person look like from the outside? How would you describe this person? Fed up, maybe? Frustrated, maybe? Isn't this like the emotional expression of a person
That's the thing, it's like I
who
don't.
is of that emotional state?
It's like when I play Heroes of the Storm,
Yeah.
it's like like I feel no like anger. Even if I say
Then why
things,
say those things?
That's
Are
the,
you
yeah, I'm
horrified
just
of the
saying
point?
it.
It's your
It's like
emotions just
commentary.
flow right through you, but they never go through the processing center. Is that what I'm supposed to
But
believe?
it's more like I say it as like an expression of like a logical.
Yeah, it's purely logical.
But it's like I don't
What
say
the
this.
fuck? The point is purely logical. We're playing a fucking video
No, but
game.
then
There was no point
like
to begin
there.
with. Why is that
So the
the point?
guy.
I start questioning it.
No, so say there's a situation and then 3 of our team members do something stupid and I say, what was the fucking point? It's not so much that I'm annoyed, it's like, it's just me seeing them acting dumb and playing dumm.
No. You don't
And then
ask
I'm
like,
just-
what was the point of that, or what was the point of doing that? You say, what is the point, as if you're reflecting a life in totality and then expressing it.
But that might just be Britishism.
Okay.
So what's the point? Like, you can say that to like, it's just, they're interchangeable.
Okay.
To say a guy falls off a building, I say, what's the point? What's the point?
Okay,
Why
to
do you
me
like-
that sounds too much like present tense.
No, it's not like, what's the point of everything? It's not that. It's like me asking the person who's done something stupid a question. Like I'm saying to the person who's done something dumb, what is
Uh-huh.
the point of you doing that?
Okay.
So I'm like, what's
And
the
again,
point?
a person expressing this is in what emotional state?
What do you mean?
Describe the emotional state of this person.
Well, for me, it's like I just say it as like a comment. I don't actually feel anything. Like I never go away
Is
from
that
League of
what I
Legends.
asked? Again,
Huh?
describe it from the outside. You see somebody going, "Oh, what's the point?"
They're just playing a game and someone made a mistake, or someone fucked up, or something
Okay.
went wrong. Because
Okay.
it's like for.
A person says, "Hey, good day. What person? What emotional state is this person?"
Content, I don't know, cheerful.
I thought you said contempt for a second.
Rage.
Yeah, it's just like,
Violence.
wow, we really need to address this, Alexa.
They're all
Tiger.
mixed
That's
up.
insane. I feel like putting you through that fucking therapy test where they just show you people's facial expressions and you're supposed to label them. You know, the test for autists.
Yeah.
Hey, address Mia and all her accusations while I go piss real quick.
The screen's blank.
Your screen's blank. What do you mean?
Well, there's no questions on the screen. me to-
Oh, they're temporary. Yeah, but don't you have the chat log there? It should still be
I have
there if you're on the.
YouTube open.
Oh, fuck. Okay, well, never mind then. Bear back, lol. Still need to piss.
Hmm.
Or not. There's a massive queue.
The cats use the toilet.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I was going to say like, the idea of like a feedback loop where it's like
Mhm.
you spend a lot of time by yourself, so there's no one else to care about other than yourself. So then most of your emotional reactions or situations that bother you is based on like how it affects you because you're like isolated. So it's like there's no one in my
Okay.
life that's like in my life. So there's no one that if something happens to them, it affects my life because my life is like separate from everyone else. So the only thing that bothers me is if I'm affected because only I affect my life. Because it's like if like I never speak to any of my family again, it's like I basically don't speak to them unless I see them anyway, like a few times a year. So it's like it doesn't actually do anything.
Isn't that most people outside of a relationship? Like,
Yeah.
you basically like you almost need like a life partner in order for this logic to apply. I feel.
Mm. Yeah.
But
But
I think it's also I think it's also a matter of perspective. Like, I think a lot of people, even if they don't see their parents daily or their family daily, they'd still be affected if they're disconnected from one of them. Like, suddenly the relationship changes. That would affect most people.
yeah. But then it's like
It's
what
not really
depends on their
about like
relationship.
it's like if you just like look at the actual consequences, there probably aren't any. Like, your life
Yeah.
goes on, you're still going to work the next day, you're still going to push for your career or whatever, or you're still going to look for another woman, etc. But you know,
Yeah.
they still feel upset about it, most of them.
Mm.
Oh yeah, we talked about this. She asked, I wonder if Isaac would cry if you were to die tomorrow. Nah, you'd just be confused.
Yeah.
Where is he? How did he die?
I'd be like, it's fake news. He's doing it as a test to see if I cry.
Yeah, exactly. And that's my cue.
Yeah.
I don't know if my cue was to shut the mic off and shut the stream off or actually blow my brains out.
Oh yeah, fire a gun.
Yeah, bang.
Yeah. I don't know.
But you, because you're so cool and logical, you're just unfazed by this. Most people are
I don't
just
think
too
it's that.
emotional.
I think it's more the case of like you just like drifted away from everybody. So it's like just there's like no one there. It's like there's it's like it doesn't it's like they're basically not in my life anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they're just not in my life anyway. So it's like people you might be more you're more upset because of the like finality of it of like you get more emotional based on the idea that okay I'm never going to speak to them again or like you might feel
Well,
bad
yeah.
because like they
That's
had
usually
their
a pretty
life
bad feeling, yeah.
yeah
Can you relate?
probably not because I don't think I've had anyone the only people that have like died in my life are like grandparents and they were like they're old and natural causes and things so it's like it's like it's like upsetting but then it's like it's part of life because you know they're old and things so it's easier to accept it but I've never had like anyone really in my life who's like died like young or you know all this stuff like I don't know like one of my brothers died or something or someone close to so it's like I don't it's like you've basically been isolated from any like loss of people like yeah like in terms of well you move away from like friends and things or like break up with people but but that's what I am an extrovert actually
Are you though?
yeah at work I'm like just chatting to everyone joking about and I like going to all these like raving party. Whenever like work parties, I'm just like dancing and
Yeah, but you told me
and
that like
crazy.
like the most fun you had at this dance club you went to regularly was just dancing alone on the dance floor. Like,
Yeah, because it's like I can. It's one that I felt comfortable there, because it's hard to be extroverted in a place where it feels like you can't say what you want, because it's like if you joke around, people might fucking cry because you said something. Like you joke about bullying and someone's like got beaten up once, and then they like have a panic attack on the dance floor, and it's like, oh god.
panic on the dance floor.
Yeah,
Isn't that a song?
panic. Yeah, it is.
Panic at the Disco. That's the one,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
So it's more like I like being extroverted, but it's like there aren't that many situations where I feel like I can be myself, because it's like I like to joke around and talk about, making movies, and then people just aren't interested in it, or they're too like sensitive to shit, or
Yeah, so why would you be
I
extroverted
don't
when
think dark humor.
that's most people?
No, but I don't choose that. It's like I'm extroverted,
But
and I
only
want to be.
around people who.
No, it's like I want to be that all the time, but like I don't have the opportunity to do it, so then I suffer because I can't do it.
Are everybody extroverts then? Fucking autists are extroverts because they got extreme niche interests and don't understand why other people aren't interested in, but they love talking about it. Too bad they can't find anybody to talk about. Are
No,
those
but
fucking extroverts?
it's more. It's like I have the desire to like show off all the time.
Okay, I guess.
So it's like it's not. It's like it's not so much that I want.
Do you thrive off the attention? Is that what you're saying?
It's like I want to be in large like group situation. I don't want like lots of people to talk about and like do stuff and dance and group situations and things. So it's
You need to get on a movie set.
I feel like
Large creative projects.
well, it's like I'm extroverted. The things I'm interested in are traditionally like introverted, because it's like writing and drawing and blah, you have to do it by yourself. And then it's
how do you
like,
feel about her accusation there?
but it's like I love like teaching people. Like at work, the thing I like doing is like training new people. So it's like when there's someone who's new and they're like fucking panicked, they're like they're at the, they're serving customers and they're like brand new and they don't know what to do, and it's like they're like need my help, and it's like I train them and like help them out and solve all their problems for them. It's like I feel good about it. It's like I feel good helping them.
Sure.
So it's like I like the idea of being a teacher, and my favorite job was being like a teaching assistant. And so it's not.
Isn't that just another form of attention?
Not really, because the kids like don't. It's like.
Do you like the teaching, or do you like the attention you get from being a teacher?
I like the teaching.
Yeah, okay.
It's like a kid who can't do any of the math stuff, and then I spend like 10 minutes with them to like show them, and then they can do it.
Oh, but Isaac, is this logical? Is this logical?
What?
Feeling good about teaching people.
For me, it's.
Chinny,
like
were you born an extrovert, or were you always like this? Who the fuck set up an extrovert?
Yeah, you give the impression of an extrovert though, because you're just like talking nonstop and streaming and like overly, laughing and joking.
Sure. Want to have the energy for it. If I was an extrovert, I'd probably be streaming every day. It's like I've been away for like several months. It's like if I got energy from this, which is how they define extroverts, I'd be doing this when I'm stressed. Like, I don't do this to relax. I do this because I have energy to spare.
That's different for me. It's like it's like say I'm at work and I'm bored. It's like,
Mhm.
or I'm just feeling shit. It's like me joking around and chatting to people and just like playing games and all this stuff. It's like it makes me feel like I feel better from it. It's like it doesn't kind of, I don't use energy to like talk to like have social interactions with people.
Yeah, but I think haven't we talked about this? Like, if you have social circles that you've already become part of, that's different to me. Like, obviously, I like talking to you. I don't feel stressed by this,
Mm.
but that's not the like. I feel like being extroverted means like dealing with strangers. How you deal with strangers is like a metric for whether or
don't
not
think
you're
so.
extroverted.
Do you
I
think so?
absolutely think so. Because even introverts like hanging out with friends, they just fucking sit in a corner and don't talk, but they like enjoy it. But if you go to a club, they're just like, this is too much. Why do you think that is?
Isn't it more like a group set? Like say it was like 10 of your like closest friends all in a room. Would you be like relaxed in that as you are of just like me and you?
Wait, what was the situation?
Like, so say it's just me and you now talking like
Yeah.
this, right? Say it was like 10 of your like closest friends all in physically like in one room. Would you be just the same? Like, fine, like not drained?
I actually might get stressed by like. I don't think I know 10 friends that all know each other, so I'd be concerned with their mutual interactions, considering they don't know each other. Like, I would want my friends to get along. So it depends. Like, again, then that is no longer like an established circle. But if I know 10 friends, I know they get along, I'd probably be way more relaxed because then there's no pressure in me to like have the conversation going. Because if 10 people, 10 other fucking people can carry the conversation, this friendship's already over. Fuck that. I'm not gonna
like-
be a fucking performer throughout the entire thing. Like, fucking go through lists of like possible conversation topics on their behalf so that they can talk, all 10 of these fucking people. No.
Say
They have to
it's like
carry
an
something.
established. Do you see a difference between, so like me and you versus like, say there's 10 people that all know each other and like just they're fine with you in there as well?
Yeah.
So like, in my mind, it's like,
Okay, but sorry, I just want to point. I probably seemed really social and sociable at uni, right? But in almost all, like basically in every single one of those situations, I had somebody I knew go with me, and like I sort of need that safety net.
yeah,
Because I can riff off of what they say, we can have some like mutual banter, and then people like feel drawn to that and involve themselves. So like it's a very natural and easy thing. But like if I'm just like fucking thrown into a bunch of strangers, I have no idea what the normal interaction is. But like if it's you and me, then this is like our interaction, and I can go off of how they respond to figure out how I'm supposed to interact with them from that.
yeah. That's the thing for me. It's like, so, but say for me, like when I first moved to London, even now, sometimes it's like, I go to like, I don't know, singles events or just whatever, and like,
Yeah, you're better at exposing yourself than I am.
so it's like I go there, yeah.
You know, in terms of nudity.
It's like, say that you go into, it's like a mixer or like some sort of speed dating thing or something, like, or group dating, I don't know, what, some sort of social singles event or something. So like I go there and there's like 20 people and I don't know any of them, and it's like,
That's a lot of people.
I don't feel. I guess when I first went, I would feel like nervous. But say I went now, I wouldn't be bothered. Like I could almost like enjoy it, assuming I could like find people to talk to and it's like good conversation. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't feel like I
gotten
was
more
there for
relaxed
no
about
reason.
it over time, but I haven't gotten to test that theory particularly recently, so I don't know what kind of person I am anymore.
Well, like you're more
This is so
unstable than I am.
existential.
So
Jesus
you,
Christ.
but you define extroverted as someone who gets energy from speaking to strangers, or like is fine talking to strangers.
No, because like I'm fine talking with friends. Most people are fine talking with friends. Like even introverts, like have the need to talk to people on a regular basis. It's just like less of a frequency and a more relaxed set of circumstances.
Isn't it the other?
That's
Isn't it more
why.
like? Isn't it more of a case where you said before? It's like you feel like you have the energy reserves to like do the interaction, right? So isn't it more of a case like no matter who you're talking to, it's like, say you speak to me,
Mm-hmm.
it's like your energy for the social situation is like draining slowly over time. Whereas like
Yeah.
for me, it's more like the more I talk, the more energy I get.
No, it depends. Like a lot of the time, it's the initial hurdle that is the problem. Like again,
Mm.
on the social situation back at the university, like it's the first step that's a problem because I'm worried about how it goes, and then you and I talk for a while, and it usually like gets better over time. We get into a groove. Things rarely
Mm.
go bad,
Mm.
but then I also don't want to do that again for a while.
Yeah,
But
that's what I mean.
like
Yeah.
a lot of the time, we ended up in situations where we sat at the pub, and then like we sat there to like 2 a.m. or some shit. Like once we get in the groove, like I don't even want it to stop. I just want to fucking sit there and keep talking.
Mm. But then it's like, could you do that every day?
We almost did it every day.
Mm.
So kind of, yeah. The problem is I also have other responsibilities, so being up until 2 a.m. isn't exactly practical.
But then
But
I
like
feel
that's
like
sort of what I was hoping, like getting into game design would be like. I could like get on a team where we basically sat in the offices until 4 a.m.
design
just
stuff.
talking
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm. Then you don't. Do you think there's much difference in terms of me and you in terms of like socialization, like how we socialize, or like what we get from stuff?
I don't know. It seems like you're more.
Like I think of myself as extrovert. What do you think of
Yeah.
yourself as introvert?
I mean, I think of myself as introverted, and I think based on your willingness to find other groups and try to insert yourself into them, you're definitely more extroverted than me.
Yeah, because I feel like
You probably fit the definition.
I feel like I seek attention, but also want to give attention. So it's like I like
Okay.
teaching people to make them feel better, and then I also like getting attention.
I think I've told you this, but I feel like that's why kids respond well to me. I feel like when most adults talk to them, they're like dismissive or don't really pay attention to what they say or have like a very rigid, strict response to them.
Mm.
But a lot of the time when I'm talking to them, I like actually listen. Like if I don't understand them, I straight up tell them. I joke around about what they say, or like like I tell them if they're like talking nonsense, or like if it's too nonsensical, I hard agree with them and just take it one step further to point out how ridiculous it is and see if they like play along.
Yeah.
And I think that's a metric for attention, because like that's a higher level of engagement. It takes more effort.
Mm.
It's kind of funny because I don't know how much. If Isaac ever gets a kid, you should adopt him.
I will have kids. Okay. And you and me is going to be their mother. Okay?
Are you gonna go full Genghis Khan and see how many people can become
Yeah.
related to you in like 100 years?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Honestly, I don't think I would be a good father. Like, I get stressed so easily, and
I don't think of it in
like,
terms of being good or bad. I feel like I'd enjoy it.
I've actually thought about this. Like, I thought like if I ever have a kid, I'm not sure I could still do work because I'd be so fucking involved in their life, and that probably isn't healthy. But it's like,
Yeah.
I'd be so fixated on like not fucking their lives up to the point where it's like, could I even focus at work anymore? It's like basically the circumstance that I imagine in my head.
It's like I don't even think of like good or bad.
Like, being an uncle suits me fine because I don't have to be there on like a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
So
'Cause that's kind of like like recently seeing like my friend's baby, and it's like the whole time I'm there, I'm just like, I want this. You know what I mean? I'm like, I like
I want this baby.
what this is like. Like, I kind of almost felt like this is a great baby. I want this baby.
this is a fucking award-winning baby. I want this one specifically.
But it's like, and from my experience of actually like teaching kids like primary school and like feeling the, like seeing the progression, like, you know, like them getting better at stuff and learning stuff and me teaching them things, and then also like the playfulness.
It's
and
funny seeing kids develop.
It's like I enjoyed teaching and I enjoyed playing around and I enjoyed. Yeah. So I don't want to have the soundbite of me saying I enjoy kids and stuff like that.
Funny, just put it out there.
So no. If you say I like children,
the soundbite of this exact quote.
Yeah. I like kids. I enjoy children.
Well, there are a few more for you.
It's just like I know. It's like I know I want. It's like I know I want them. Jesus Christ.
I know I want them. That's even worse.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I know I would like to have my own children.
You know what? I feel like an awkward pose would be perfect now, so I'm gonna go pee. Bear back.
Okay.
I think the hedgehogs are out.
Kill them.
Don't tempt me, Frodo.
Step on them.
Hey Isaac, what's the best way to enjoy a kid? Think carefully.
You can't say anything.
Huh?
What'd you say? What was the question again?
What's the best way to enjoy a kid?
With, I don't know, a side of garlic bread.
Yeah, that's a good pairing.
Yeah.
Want some red wine with that?
Yeah. With fries. A shake.
Which part of them are you eating exactly?
Just swallow them whole.
just unhinge your jaw
Yeah.
like a snake.
Play the snake game.
You know what? I don't want to know what that is. I was about to ask, but let's pretend I didn't. Okay, so where were we at? You want to elaborate? You got a different topic you want to talk about? Has the conversation run cold?
I'm
like
here for
my
this.
blood.
I'm ready to give my unhinged opinion on any subject.
I think already have.
Maybe you and me has a question.
Hmm?
Maybe one of your viewers has a question. I don't know.
Yeah. How do you feel about the accusation about you being a narcissist?
Define it. I don't want to like answer it without knowing the proper definition.
I thought you were gonna just give an unhinged opinion.
Well, in my head, narcissist is someone who just does stuff for their own pleasure. Is that it?
Yeah, isn't that what you said you did? Like, yeah, logically, I'm concerned about how it affects me and nobody else. A self-centered bitch. Wow, that's so elaborate, Mia. Thank you.
Then it's like I like making other people like it's better and learn more and know more stuff and things.
How does that
It's
affect
like,
you?
I feel good. Like I feel it feels good for me to do that, even though I get nothing from it. In a sense, it's like well.
And you're not looking at things purely pragmatically like you did in the previous situation.
I'm a complex bitch.
So you like teaching people because of how you feel like you enrich their lives, but if you fuck up and hurt somebody, you still don't care. So you can feel the positive in that regard, but not the negative.
I think
but
it's
in other
most.
circumstances, it's flipped.
I think it's more based on if it's like relationship based, because it's like if like dating based, where it's like.
Why? How well do you know those kids?
Sure. Because
it's like a serious question. Like it was a school full of so many kids. You can't have had like an uncle type relationship. I'm assuming. Like, how many of them do you know by name? Like, how much did you actually know about the kids? That
I knew. Well, I was one class that I always taught, so I knew all that class.
Who was your favorite?
Like their names, it's been so long now, I can't really remember their names now.
Ah, I see you were close.
Remember, like, if I try, I could remember some of them.
I'd hope.
Because I used to know like all fucking 30 of their names, but now I can. I'm not going to I'm not going to say their names.
Yeah.
But then I think, like, say...
First names, George, St. Luke,
Johnny,
Charlemagne,
Jimmy.
John, Jacob, Jingleheimer Smith.
I think it's it's like when it comes to dating, where it's like... because you're figuring out compatibility, and you're almost both going into it knowing that you might get hurt, or... like you're kind of more harshly like judging each other because you're kind of thinking about spend my life with them or have kids with them or potentially do this and that. So where it's like you almost start off planning to be kind of, or you get tough about it in terms of dating, where it's like, so you start when you first start doing it, you get like, you know, think, oh, this is a great relationship, and then it like your first breakup and your first like getting dumped and and all this stuff. So you get more like tough about it. So
Sure.
you kind of, it affects you, and also it affects you less if you do it a lot. It's like if you've tried dating a lot of people and like hasn't worked out, it's like you kind of, you like almost choose not to get attached to like initially. So you're kind of you're like staying distant while you're like getting to know each other. Ha! You may think I'm the one getting ditched. Ha!
Yeah, that's not the case.
Not. It's more like 50-50.
Sure.
I don't choose to isolate. I actually go out and date a lot. So it's more that like I'm constantly either like telling people that I don't want to see
This
them
pimp
anymore,
juggles multiple women at a time. I'll have you.
or like me saying I don't want like them, or they saying they don't like me. So it's like I'm actually like, it feels like I'm like making myself suffer more by going out so much. So like intentionally
the
not
goal.
isolate myself.
Yet you're super emotionless. How does that make sense? He isn't. That's the thing. He just doesn't process his emotions properly. He insists he doesn't feel them.
Nah, it's more that like I do, but it's like I only feel them. It's like I don't have anyone in my life I'm attached to enough
Sure.
to feel it about them.
Isaac, why don't we get married? I know you don't feel that same way, but
Well,
where?
if you, I don't know,
Yes,
turn into a, I don't know,
beautiful woman.
God exists and turns
What
into
was
a
it?
woman. or something.
What was it? A giant dragon woman or something? What the fuck was that dream? Mount me?
Dragon woman?
No, you were the dragon.
What? What?
You fucking. Do you remember the dream you talked about? You
I don't
were
know.
flying in the sky or some shit, and then you fucking
Oh,
crashed
yeah,
into the
but
side
you
of the
went
building.
in it. I was thinking you had like a dream with you in it. It's like, I'm not a dream with you in it.
Yeah, obviously, I was the
Yeah.
squid face at the top of the building that you're trying to conquer.
No, no,
Okay,
yeah,
close.
I had the dream about a
Hey,
giant
your
woman,
mind.
and I was a dragon.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yay!
Man, I know what dream you're talking about now. Yeah.
How do I remember your dream and not you? Like, what the fuck?
No, but I remember actually. I didn't know you started off saying the dream with like me as a dragon. I was like, I've never had a dream of you as a dragon or something. You and all this shit.
Yeah.
I was confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With you as a dragon.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that dream. But that was more like
Sorry, I mixed up the metaphors.
it was me. That was more. I feel like the way I interpret that dream is more me like seeing women as like on a pedestal, and then now I see them as like equal.
Wow.
That's how I kind of saw it. Like, or I idolize them too much, or desire them too much.
Do you think that
Well,
actually was the case? Like, the dream actually was expressing something? Or do you think it was just a random dream and now you're reading into it afterwards?
I feel like it was because when I remember in the dream, I felt like when I was the dragon, I was like a small dragon, like almost like slithering and like trying to like secretly like make my way up
Yeah, I
to
remember
this
the
like
dream.
giant. But then it's like when I got there,
So it emotionally resonated with you the entire way
yeah,
through.
it was more
Okay.
like I was like worried and like coward or I don't know, coward. Like I was like sneakily trying to pursue something, and now I'm just like I don't. It doesn't hold this like
So
massive
your
thing
draconic
over me.
/ serpentine form represented your deceptive nature towards not being honest as to who you were in the beginning of the relationship. So
No, it was
Yeah.
more. It was more of like
then why the snake
Well, no,
Or-
it was more of like I just wanted sex, and I thought it was like I
Okay.
need the validation from it.
Okay.
And then, but then now it's more of a case of like, it's not the important thing that I'm pursuing. It's more that like,
Oh.
I want a relationship, I want children, I want like someone to spend my life with, basically. So that's where it's like me seeing a woman as like equal in the dream, because it's like separating, like it's like women is like people I get sex from, whereas
Did
and
you?
it's I don't not really like I tried date like I always tried dating on and off.
Because
And,
that's what confused me. Like you like this was the premise for your dream in your head, but I was like, I don't remember you.
I think it's more because I treat some people like that
Oh,
and some
okay.
people differently. Because it's like,
I
say
don't even think
you're
there's anything wrong with that.
no, exactly, but it's like I didn't want that to just be like all of it. It's like it's kind of I didn't want that to cloud my decision making, or like say I just like say with the Russian, right? It's like just going along with everything and just not like just kind of just sticking around and hanging out with her just because I want to sleep with her. So like it affected my
Oh yeah, I think you did.
yeah.
Say that.
So it's more the case of like it's like I could still do that and it's fine and that's perfectly whatever. But it's only from the point of view of like I'm myself while doing it, or like doing it honestly, or not sort
What
of.
does doing it honestly mean?
Or like
Yeah.
say I don't feel like I just stop talking about stuff or don't bring up subjects or don't act how I want because it might
Is another man's gem.
I might have to argue with her about something or
Mhm.
make it awkward situation and then like we don't hang out as much because she doesn't want to have awkward conversations. So it's like we're both, doing something casual and hooking up and hanging out, but it's like
Certainly
I was doing it from a point where I would just like distance myself from the caring about the interactions. I would just like ignore everything and just focus on like going to clubs and hooking up and stuff. So even though when we'd like have conversations that I thought, why would she say things like this to me, or why would she like, I didn't like how she thought about this, or I didn't agree with her on certain things, I just wouldn't say anything because it's like it does. I just don't. I just wanted to maintain the casual relationship, but it was like negatively
Yeah.
affecting my behavior in general because I was like not
Yeah, because
being
having this
myself.
superficial
Yeah,
relationship is fine, but it stops you from pursuing others more meaningful relationships. So
yeah.
it's
And
a negative form of attachment, I
it
would
like
say.
puts you, yeah, and it like puts you into a state of mind. For me, it like puts me more into that state of mind more often, unintentionally, or like because I would go to these like big social, parties and gatherings and clubs and stuff, and she would be there.
the extra mile.
I might act around. I might act
Act
how
the
I.
fool.
I might act that sort of half myself there because she's there. So it's like I'm not being myself either. So it's kind of yeah. I don't know.
And you act better now.
Yeah, because I feel it's like being honest about like just being upfront and being like saying like but knowing what I want, like
So it sounds
knowing what I
like
like.
you didn't grow up watching enough Saturday homeschool specials where they tell you to always be yourself.
Mm,
Shine down.
but you have to
What do you
know
got?
yourself to be yourself, right?
Get dicey.
Ooh, dude, that's so deep, bro. Say that again.
Ooh,
Oh, hit me
got
up.
him.
Oh, bro.
Bitch,
Bro, say it again. Say it again.
you gotta
Don't
check
stop,
yourself before you
Isaac.
wreck yourself.
Yeah, that was the line I was after.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah. Just like, but that's what I've done a lot. Is just like put myself in situations where I've not been in before, and then deal with the consequences, basically. Like understand how I react and learn if I like that or care about this or that, or if this affects me, or.
Do you feel like you know yourself now? I guess there's always degrees to the shit. But still.
Yeah, more than
You
I
think-
did. Yeah, more than I did.
Okay.
And like knowing more of like what I want, because it's like, yeah, what I know is that I want you, Amir, and I want our babies.
Oh, Isaac, you're such a tease.
But she started it because she's like, I love your voice. You should do like boyfriend fucking
Yeah, that's
ASMR
what I
bullshit,
remember. She insisted it was roommate now. She's rewriting history.
bitch.
And she's like, no, I never liked him. Oh, Sugoi.
I just say one nice little thing. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I bet if we met in person, she would be like terrified, and I would be like perfectly
A
fine.
man of your size, dude, you could unhinge
Hell
your
yeah.
jaw and eat her. Never mind the kids.
It was just a British accent there.
Sexy British accent now, yeah, mate.
Hello, Grammy.
I feel like it's always the Queen's English that the women are after. Not the, fucking chimney sweep now in it, bro.
Would you say you have an accent?
It doesn't register to me. But then again, people have, pretty successfully guessed where I'm from. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense to me, but okay.
Yeah. Because it's like, yeah. But then I've had people from my own hometown be like, where's your accent from? It's
Yeah,
from
but
here."
also, when people where I'm from, talk, people don't think they sound like me or I sound like them, so I don't understand how people, what accent I have then.
Yeah. But like when you learn English, is it predominantly?
But then again, you and Mia keeps insisting, I sound American. Yes, that's me. So what the fuck do I know?
But did you like learn from school, or like did you watch certain TV show? Like how did
All
you
of the
learn?
above.
Everything? Okay.
I played games, I watched movies, I had it at school. It was really funny when I went to England because my mother was furthering education there. So we spent a year there. My reading abilities in English was better than the kids at school, most of them. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Classic.
So they're like, cat in the hat, and I'm like, should I compare thee to Morning's Day? And
I feel like that's like you specific, not like
it's
Norway's.
definitely, it's not representative of where I'm from.
Yeah.
It's not like all of them know.
No,
What
yeah.
the fuck? Where does this look? The fuck? But it was still unexpected. I was just
Yeah,
no, this got to be like a one-off thing. One-off thing. I
How
was
old
turned
are you at that
Jamaican.
point?
Oh, what was it? When? It was before 5th grade. It was 4th grade that was there, so it was 10.
Okay.
I think. It sounds too early for me, but no, I think.
Well, like say here, year 4 is like 5, 6 years old.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Then we should hear
Yeah,
Guillaume's
what-
voice.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I wonder how the hell my reaction would be if I went to America, because I hear how do I put this? They have what was a 30% illiteracy rate? There's 30% that straight up can't read
What?
in America. Like, I've heard
Maybe.
some fucking insane shit about the education there. I'm like, I can't imagine that, like,
Like adults or kids.
Wine tastes the same.
adults.
I think a lot of it might be the case they go through school
But I don't know
kind
how
of
they
like.
measure it, because, like, it sounds so fucking insane.
I think it might be a case of they go through school kind of to know it, and then they leave school early, and then they like don't do it anymore. Like they don't write. They don't do any maths. So they just talk, and it's like because I think maybe this was also, it might be a generation sort of before like texting and things. So now everyone communicates like on the phone or on apps or on Instagram. So it's like you have to kind of know how to write as much as you do like talk. But say you've got people, I think there's a lot of people that can't read and write who are like, they weren't very good at school, but like it was pre like phones and like computers and stuff. So they went through like school, the basic shit, and then they kind of never revisited. And they're like 50 now, and they can't read or write because they haven't needed to, because they like just went to work and worked as a mechanic and fixed shit, and that's it. So like, and then their like wives did stuff for them or something or whatever. So I'm wondering, I feel like in terms of reading and writing, loads of young people would do it now just purely because of like social media and internet and interactions and stuff like that. You can only interact with it through reading and writing. So I don't feel as though more people might get stuck at a certain grade level, like they can do like add, subtract, divide, multiply, and then in terms of writing, they can just spell
But
shit.
like, I don't know what. It's like I can't imagine people not being able to like read at all. Like these are hieroglyphs. How do you do this? So I wonder if it's just the threshold for illiteracy. Like you need to read at a certain pace.
That's what I think. Yeah. Like, because most people spell their name. I feel like most people, like everyone can talk, and I feel like they can read basic things, but say like you might have certain like it'll be at a certain level. Like, here's this book. They won't know how to read certain words, but they can say it. They just don't know what it looks like to read.
Maybe.
I feel like now it definitely be the older generation that like missed the internet thing. Because you just can't use the internet or your phone if you can't read or write. So like everyone has to basically.
Yeah. It's like you would be so thoroughly dysfunctional in this day and age if you can't read or write. It doesn't make sense.
Mm. Mm.
But it makes me wonder about the illiteracy rates in other countries.
Oh yeah, probably be really bad in like certain like India.
But like, what do you, Isaac? Look up the illiteracy rate in Britain. Like, how do they measure this?
Illiteracy rate or like what's the
Illiteracy rate. I'm pretty sure that's how it's measured or noted, mentioned.
This is literacy levels at or below level 1, which is considered to be very poor literacy skills. 16%.
16% in Britain? Really? Wait, reading and writing? Is that what they said?
Literacy levels, I think that combines the two.
Okay,
it's like,
because if it's writing, then like some people write like they're dyslexic.
It's like level.
Like, look at you, Mia.
But then the way they say like under, at or below level 1, and it's like level 1 is
Yes.
equivalent of like a D grade at
Ooh, D grade, huh?
like when you're like 16 years old, you do the GCSE, so it's like D grade at that. Adults with skills below level 1 may not be able to read bus or train timetables or understand their pay slips.
Whoa. Wait, what did it say? Read payslips? Oh.
Yeah.
16% can't do that?
Well, it says, yeah, that's what it seems like.
Okay, imagine that. Like, you basically... Wait, no, like, there would have to be people who are, like, basically ask you, like, could you tell me what this says?
Well, they just,
How the
they,
fuck?
or what they do is they learn, they figure out the timetable, or they've been told it, like, oh, how do I get to, oh, mum, how do I get to, like, town, or take the number 10 bus? So they just always go to the stop and take the 10 bus and then go on the bus. But they don't ever read the
Yeah, they
timetable.
just do shit out of habit, so if they ever
Yeah.
went somewhere else, they'd be fucked. 16%? That's almost like 1 out of 5 people. That's fucking insane. I don't understand.
But then it's like including, think of all the people with like mental health or like learning disabilities or like
Yeah, but I'm including those, like,
yeah.
16% will have to, like, be beyond dyslexic, because if you're dyslexic, you could probably just, like, reread it a few times and you'd understand it, but...
They haven't been taught, which doesn't really make, like, I feel it might be more of a case of like, they've
have
like
a severe
lapsed.
disability. They have to be, like, mentally handicapped.
But I feel more of
Like,
it might be based on like,
when I take all those groups, I can't make the collective group, like, big enough in my head for this to make sense. I just can't.
I think of like, it might be a case where it's like, say, women who.
Ah, yes, women. Typical.
No,
Like,
no.
just jump straight to sexism.
Say it's like
First
16%.
opportunity.
It's like within that is all the like, say like heavily religious people,
Within 60%
like
are all the
women,
women.
women that like get married really early and just like do what their husband tells them, and just like live
Okay.
at home. And then you have
Okay.
like disabled people, and you have prisoners maybe from like young
You
ages.
think that
or...
there's that many people who can get straight into marriage without ever having to read a payslip or the fucking take the
No, but
bus?
I think what happens is they like go to school, kind of get through it, leave like early, or just do other subjects that don't require it, and then they like haven't needed to like maintain the like reading skills. So like they're now like 34 years old, and all they did was like work in their family's like shop, and like
Okay.
or just work this job or that job or paid in cash and it's like
I might be severely underestimating how easy the world is to navigate even without reading.
because like
I
say
still have such a...
think of like so like you wake up, you go to the shop, you like buy your food, so you're just using numbers, like basic numbers. You like come home, cook it, go to work, do your job, like might be menial fucking job, I don't know, just cleaning or something, or basic labor or something. Come home, cook food, eat, go to sleep, go to cinema, buy a ticket. It's like they might be good with like numbers because it's all like buying and selling shit, counting. But then when do they ever need to read like a complicated textbook or
Every day.
fix a car or like install a fucking graphics card? It's like they just, oh, I need a computer, I'll go buy one, like this guy. You know what I mean? It's like they kind of,
Yeah,
you know.
the world is really lenient in some ways. There's
Or
always
like,
people willing to
or
help
you like
and shit.
proactively avoid stuff because you don't know. Like they can't
could.
read, so they can't learn to read. and they don't want to say they can't read, so they just do things and they manage their life based on not being able to read.
It's like, I don't. It's
You
like,
know?
I don't know anybody who can't read. I don't know anybody who knows anybody who can't read. Like I fucking.
Mm.
I,
You're privileged, okay? The
I
1%.
guess.
Yeah, like, well, like most jobs, you need to read and write and have all these like things now. But I don't like.
Oh
But it
wait,
must.
if they
Yeah.
if they include like everybody up to like 100 years old, I guess like
Yeah. It was adult illiteracy, so I guess 18 plus. I think like old people, like handicapped, disabled, like I don't know,
or like
prisoners.
you grow old, you get cataracts. Are those people included? Like literally
Who knows?
blind people. Okay, wait, fuck. Maybe this shit makes
Yeah,
more sense than
blind
I give
people.
it credit to. Or people just like get like more mentally deficient over time as they get older, thereby they can't even read a
Yeah.
timetable by the end.
But I think a lot of it's more like they went through some schooling and
like
never
I'm
had
just
to use it again. I forgot it all.
fucking hell. Okay, could you reduce the age range somehow, like up to 40 years old or something? I just want to figure out
You know?
like what I consider like a modern person, because if you're at like 80 years old, you're like full generations behind. Yeah, demented people. They forget what they read before they finish the sentence and give up. They go do something else.
I don't.
Oh,
Mm,
service dollar sold. That's why I'm here. Oh wait, yeah, okay.
1 in 6 adults. It doesn't say the ages. Around 10% of
1 in
the UK
6.
population has some level of dyslexia. 50% of people in UK prisons have a literacy level below.
Huh.
So yeah, so I think it's like prison. So it's like half the prison population is part of that.
You don't get to. You don't get put in prison for not being able to read.
No, but
And going to prison shouldn't reduce your level to read. And when you
say
get
you
sent to prison,
like you go to school and you never do your homework and you just mess about and you like start fights and just get pushed through the system and then you come out and you just do crime and go to prison. It's like you don't learn to read.
that's racist.
It's just anyone.
That's right. As a matter of absurd, I have lack of arguments here.
80 to 90% of students with learning disabilities experience difficulty reading.
I don't think they become illiterate after going to prison. But then again, if they're not exposed to any literature, their reading capabilities might actually go down so much that. But then what the fuck do you do in prison?
Work out. Rape people.
Yeah, and pick fights with random people. They don't have
Yeah.
like any hobbies they're allowed to do. I can't fucking tell.
Sex. Survive.
Sex with the other inmates.
Yeah.
How do you hope that there's a particularly weak prison guard there of the other sex, which okay, I don't think
Don't think so.
I don't know how likely that even is.
See.
But like I can't imagine it's supposed to be punishment, I guess, but like being in prison and just working out, having nothing to do, and then going to bed, people would get more violent over time. I can't fucking imagine. Like, there's nothing to do other than get on each other's nerves. What the fuck? They have to have like some form of hobby room or something. I guess it depends on where in the world we're talking about.
Probably have a library or something.
You'd fucking hope, but maybe they're afraid they'll burn
Or
it.
it's more like games. They might have more like foosball or basketball. Or they do like sports. And
Yeah, but how long can you do that for?
don't know. Well, it depends. Like, you wonder if it's more of it like they don't want to read, or they don't want to admit they can't, or like no one's going to teach them, or
Yeah, so that's why I don't have any close encounters. Well, wait, no, like my cousin is dyslexic, but I haven't
I don't think.
experienced them having like the level of problem that they're describing in the definition. So like,
No, some people might have it more extreme, or like
yeah,
that.
sure.
That stops them from learning, and then they give up.
Oh no,
because it's too
wait.
difficult.
No, he had. Oh, what the hell was
Your
it?
viewer's leaving. She's saying goodbye.
Ah! Good night, sleep tight.
Ciao.
I wasn't even looking at the screens anymore. I was just fucking trying to wrap my head around this.
Mm.
Fuck, I should probably finish up here. I was supposed to just try and farm, but I got trapped in cutscenes and never really got anywhere. So this will be going like insanely slow. You're here the rest of the week, right?
Yeah,
of.
like a.
You got different plans?
So tomorrow I'm like evening,
Mhm.
and then maybe a bit in the morning, and then Saturday, yeah, and then I'm like going back home Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then so I might be free Tuesday evening, and then Wednesday I'm free.
When did you say we're going back? I'm busy on Saturday. For half
So
the
like
day at
I'm
least.
yeah, so Saturday I'm sort of free, yeah.
Okay.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday I'm not. Apart
Okay.
from maybe Tuesday evening, because it depends when I get back home to London.
Okay. And then it's back to work after that.
Well, like Wednesday, I have a day off, and then I'm back to work on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, bitch.
Okay. Because, okay, I should have done work at night here today too. I wasn't planning on playing really. But then I didn't feel like doing anything productive after I got the stomach ache.
Okay.
So yeah, I feel like calling it a day, having the conversation tomorrow instead.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I'll just rush through this shit and get ready for bed ASAP.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, good night.
See ya.
Bye. And then I stream the rest of the night. JK LeMayo. Funny man, that's me. Just happened about the blank score for us. We simply need to use the music box to tune the auto harmonic reed pipes on either side and we can obtain it. Oh yeah, I've used those before. Give it a go. Can I? What, do you just punch it? Automatic device built by an ancient civilization using power of the symphony. As you hold down and unleash sound waves, the soundboard will keep sliding. Release to cause it to point at a specific note. This will allow you to change the tuning. Okay. Once a set of harmonic reed pipes have been appropriately tuned, the note floating above them will change as to what the correct note is. You might have to find nearby clues. Ew. Oh, gee, I wonder. Whoop. Damn, son. Okay. Nice little tutorial. Wonder what the...
And all the more valuable.
They're never gonna make this more challenging. I can already tell, fuck it. Why do you even ask? Osse. Hey, Osse, how you doing? Where are you? How's about the relationship? Yeah, why do you live here? It is surprised we were not the possibility was yet then as we organized the classics researching music theory and magic. Wow, what a combination. Open up a brighter age, these possibilities so quickly we can lost us and I remain alone. It's okay, these things happened. Okay, but one thing. There you go, you good boy. Anything he doesn't like? Okay, not that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not true. When have we become best friends? Any day now, right? Is that how you unlock a secret ending? Should we? Oh yay! How big is this place I can explore? I thought it would be like as big as the entire sea, the new content. Like I thought all of this would be explorable. Although that would be insane considering... No, it's almost like as big as one of these regions. Look, when Fontaine came out, you had... Which was it? All of this? Close enough. Oy vey. Okay, so we're trying to get the soul of the... Hey, you come back here. This is what? Stage of faded gold. Made out of the finest red gold. Yes, enemies, finally. Can I use this here? It does count as Fontaine. Great idea. Okay, fight me. No, 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 no. Let me fight all of them at the same time, please. It's moving? It is. Could it? Ozzy? Ozzy Osbourne. Did you play yet? Perhaps you were an audience member. It was all in the past, utterly irrelevant. As now as a sense of discord in the air, as though the presence one that makes me uneasy once visited this place. I feel the specific moment will be asserted once we have performed the score here. Ah, fucking hell, okay. I'll score you in a second. You have seen scores shaped like strings, but you have not seen those shaped like murals. One such is before you. This picture is moving because it's actually a score. Not a blank score, perform it, do the others. I don't want to fight these guys. Please attack me. What, was I supposed to talk to them first? They teleported. Not only do we have the same hardy skin, but in our veins flows the same divine essence. We shall share the same wisdom and melody. Same will. They sure are. Let the theater begin. How many thousand years since that day? 500,000? You may be in this small body now, but I recognize you in an instant. What? You're tired of battle and decided to take up rat chasing as a new hobby. Oh, what the fuck? I thought they were just performing for themselves. A monster ghost could be the real Dark Lord. Barbarians remain barbarians, I see, ignorant even of their own ignorance. Boethius of Remuria am I, foremost harmost. Phobos. You need to introduce yourself. I have no interest in titles peddled by primitives. You know this one, fella? I do not deny it, but... Need to be so formal, Cassiodor. Do years of service under Sebastus or King matter so little to you? Past of the past, I do not know how you, whose soul has long been scattered and manifested, but it seems that the more chaotic symphony is your doing and none other. Cease. Return the souls of those who live at present and go back to the shadows beneath the deep waters to where you belong. This is my final warning to you. And then what, will you continue wearing the masks of hypocrisy, traitor, while you shut your eyes and ears for another millennium? But you have noticed, haven't you, why my melody would break its bonds at this time and affect the present? My strength has given me the might to open the gates of deep waters, allowing me to manifest the powers of the sea surges, Cazador. The return of Phoebus is imminent. Phobos? Yes, indeed, these 1,000 years have already bound my soul to the shattered Phobos. Omniscient enigma, and the great power is about to finally descend again, and this is not the wish that we once failed to accomplish. To beat the past is to give the ancient tragedy an encore, nor have I ever wanted to sacrifice innocent lives. Is that so? Well, it matters not, Cassiodor. The world you have defended is coming apart at the seams. The world of bygone times you see before you shall return to the rightful places. Fontaine's existence is a mistake, one we shall correct. When the oceans swallow it, Remuria will rise above the sea once again, and the light shall shine over the land. It's because of the primordial sea. How can you call it a mistake? Even barbarians know its existence nowadays. You're the mistaken one. We should have assimilated into this new nation thousands of years ago, but it was you who warped them into puppets of ancient hate. Whether that Phobos matter is true or false, as long as my will has not dissipated, your schemes will not succeed. Give me to say that we should abandon our honors as Romurians and degenerate into being mere base insects. My God, this goes on forever. How could I ever allow my kin to return to those bags of decaying flesh and become slaves of the fate once more? This is the millennia have not led to accept Remuria's downfall. If anything, you grow more obstinate still. Perhaps it is our stubbornness alone that we are quite similar. I thought that the long years would have rendered you willing to once more stand by our side. You betrayed the tribe that birthed you, and you betrayed Remuria. You may have become the Golden Hunter, but you cannot remove the brand of Sebastos that marks you still. It will always be a Remurian. Remurians have long ceased to exist, save your delusions. The world of old has passed away. Of course, or so it was meant to be. But now the border between past and present has faded. If you still insist on becoming the enemy of our ancient realm and sealing me once more in a cage buried beneath the waves, those Fontanians you wish to protect, yes, all of Patriarchor shall be buried as one. Yeah, why? Yeah, of course. That is up to you, insolent savage. When that time comes, your lowly flesh will be rendered as dust. For your souls will join with ours and take the next step of evolution. Jesus Christ. All the tropes are being thrown out. We shall bestow upon you eternal resilient bodies that you may never again suffer mortal pain. And should you have words of gratitude, I will hear them. Oh, why, thank you. Just like those puppets who danced as you performed, those pitiable slaves and servants, those poor children, everything stripped away from them, and you still speak of such conviction. All things have their price. Narrow personal opinions are but refuse to be discarded by a higher class of beings such as I. Yes, so superior. Edit form of humanity. Okay, I'm starting to discuss absolute nuts. This is equal to. What would you call Cassiodor then? Thousands of years by comparison. This is nothing. Patience, long talk. We will speak beneath deep waters, bowels, realm, everything began. The realm awakens, Cassiodor. Fallen realm, for too long. There's a limitations of anger, perhaps receptive symphony arrangement of vocal. In Domasoria, I'm fucking starving as well. This is not working out. Sebastos plied his melody. I will, of course, extend the approval of hospitality. As well as their souls naturally receive the release. Part of what was planned, Great Symphony, causing an audience. Do you enjoy the passing prelude? I prefer to your favorable. See you again. Jesus Christ! Oh, thank Christ. Wait, aren't we taking them too?
Game's up. Fun's over. Busted.
Hello, you too. Thank you. This took a bit.
Illusion shattered. Gotcha.
Let me out of here. What the fuck? Oh, that shut him up. What do you do now? Let's say the souls of the townspeople are gonna have to head to that Dumasari or whatever. And as a matter of recall, we weren't invited. We need to go have a good long talk. Asiodor. If I have anything you'd like to ask me this time, I should tell you all I know. No, I'm not interested. Ah. Fine, tell me about Remuria. I've heard that name before. Seems to be an ancient nation. Enoch was born. Remus founded a nation of the high sea that the Fontaine ancestors are present-day Fontainism. The juggler Remus in terror. For its sang, this body of water was part of the Great Fontaine Lake location. As such, these waters have had the same properties as those of Fontaine. Actually, yes. Tale differs from commonly told story. Remuria are not ordinary people, rather they were raised, their body was cast in stone. Species whose rotting flesh and fate. What? The great vision was that we should grasp the power of the symphony, shades of Fortuna becoming the masters of our own destiny. They were your kin. Long lost their free will, become mindless slaves, imperishable though they are. Why are you a cat? For now, as well, sorrow is important to one's body. Regardless, it was the best of the game of life. I see it's countless. Will people still change the future? Our god king. Believe he was going to escape fate, of course. Wrote symphony, a music that could weave destiny. Oh! Resist fate, but last out of darkness step by step. In the end, the entire kingdom sank. Divine judgment. Nope. I fear that even he did not foresee that outcome. Oh, God damn it, I don't want to ask you now. Tell us about your impudent friend. What? I think I'll just look this up later. Jesus Christ, that's all for now. Yeah, if you can... Like, he's supposed to park his ass here, so we can ask him later, surely. Guess we're heading to Domasoria next, okay. This will let us down when it counts. Cat's out of the bag, Lemeo. Oh, really? No, stop changing his name. Wasn't it the Fool of Obos? My God. I didn't even receive anything from that. Are you kidding me? Shut the fuck up! What are you doing? No. I just wanted to smack some golems. It's all I fucking wanted. Why are you being like this, video game? And where does this lead? Wow, so worthwhile. Booyakasha. Oops. Where? It doesn't even move that fast. How can I just grab it out of thin air? Well, that was disappointing. Submit. What does this do? Oh, I fucked up. What? What am I doing? Really? Oh. Oh no. Save it for later. Great, a dull blade. I love epic loot. Is this really necessary? Oh my god, come on. I just wanted golems to smack. This is going all warbly now. I don't want to fight undersea things. Thank you. Come here. Boom. Oh, even underwater I can do this? Nice. That's what I see. Oh, there's another one. Okay. And where's that one? Oh, Jesus, it's right. What is wrong with me? Nobody say anything. La 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 la. Hey, assholes. Whoops. Maybe we should play music for them instead. Peace was never an option. Can I squeeze through here? I should have guessed. This is really a dead end. That's so disappointing. Fuck! And then if I go anywhere else, I'm gonna be bombarded with the story. Fuck me. I wish they would segregate it like it's 60s Africa. I don't know. Where that? Oh, hello? Actual fuck. Don't do that. Don't you start booping and a bopping? Yeah, it was up there. Oh, excuse me. Why haven't I clicked the time trial? know where it leads. Whoa! Oh, really? Well, I'll be goddamned. What a fancy place this is. You can stop moving. Jesus.
Easy money.
Damn right. Just like whoring myself out to your mom. Wait. Oh, there is an enemy. Good. Spread thine cheeks for me. Chill.
Shine down.
Excuse you. Destroying my turret.
Quietly now. Gotcha.
This is straight up rude. Oh, chest. For your landlubbers.
Sir,
Sir! Okay, at least I have some shit now. Ooh, hell yeah. Spin crystal. Spin crystal even, maybe.
solidify.
Nice chandelier, I think I'll take it. Well... Okay, goddammit. Was it on Tynari I put this thing? I think it was. Cloud Forged. This is gonna be a problem. At least I can get some ascensions going. I like this part. I can just bug it, sort of, and get more out of it than I put into it. Only available during the event. Oh. Excuse you. Martha Fudger. Some books. Oh. What? Stories of the Seven what? I was reading. No, stop!
There is no escape.
Wait, why did he immediately crumble?
Busted.
What happened to this guy? Oh well.
Find anything you like?
Damn right. The fuck? Why does it look like this? I'm tempted to climb out, but... Like, I know this game wouldn't let me. It's just... Did I... I thought I saw an interact, but... Oh, fuck you, come back. Oh, so I can still... be a bitch. Yes, I'll activate you in a second. Let me through! Yeah, I get it. Hold the button down.
One man's stone.
They could
is
just make me
another man's
press
gem.
T instead. Why do you have to press T, then hold E? This shit is goofy as fuck, boy. Another? Am I exploring? Is that what is happening here? Am I playing a video game? That's so cool.
One man's stone is another man's gem.
Okay, that's a little shallow. Walking in and just Picking up whatever. Rogerio. Oh, wait. Where it came from? I don't know. This does what? And if I hit it again? So why wouldn't I ever have it on? Yeah, I saw this the first time. Pick me up before you go. Uh-oh. No! What the fuck? Oh my god. I need to activate walking, apparently. Fucking character throws them ahead of themselves. Didn't I find? There it is. Submit. So aggressive.
Curiosity deserves a reward.
Or disagree. Should be punished. Absolutely whipped. Take it. I have no need of it. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, seriously. Even that has its risks. What is this? Oh, that'll be right. That guy was right next to it.
Certainly worth the extra mile.
This is where he put it. And nothing more to this. I can't knock the wall out. Ah. Okay. I think it's just getting too late. Enemies though! Yes!
I see everything.
Order guide you.
Game's up. Fun is over. Gotcha. Busted. Grill.
And this boy.
Stabilize. I will have order.
Illusion shattered.
Absolutely overkill. There we go.
Oblivion. Ha!
Entered hill, Truman Hill, let's go.
But a momentary distraction.
I hope they respawn. Whoa, what the fuck is this? Nope, no time to read. What do you think I am? Midlanders timer build, really? Huh. Cool. Cool. Did the map hint at something more? I need to double check it. Oh, I missed. Elan's running. Chirpity boppity boo. So this indicates that there's something higher? I opened this one already, right? Not having an aneurysm. Yeah, there's something behind it now, though. Sheet music, several chunks missing. We've got it all. Talk to you later. Less talking, the better. This is the furthest I can get without going through the door, right? Maybe it's worth sticking my head in. And again, this was the previous areas. This was a fool. Really? Nice man.
Easy money.
There it is. How much more could I add here? No damn. Yeah, you're gonna pretend like you're not gonna wake up. And this... well, that sort of spoils it, doesn't it?
Stabilize.
Here comes the catch.
This might hurt a little.
Where am I? What the fuck?
Make yourselves at home.
Shine down.
Get me out of this horn!
Commit it to memory.
Ye gods.
I wonder who this gift
I'm kind of worried as to how many of those I have to destroy just to get this upgrade. That's like the primary reason I'm pressured to go here. This room with all the paintings. Storage? Nice. Fucking Ruggerio. The Ruggerette. Weren't any extra side things here, were there? Nope.
Osm
God damn it. You're forgetting about that. Okay, well, it seems like it won't take a lot of extra effort to get the rest. And here I can just upgrade them. Oh yeah, Stardust Exchange. No. Not that desperate. Spending them more shouldn't be a problem. Now we're in Fontaine. Get the other thing, then suck a dick. I like the audio should be on 2. Like so quiet compared to me. Is there like no extra content in that area? I still can't wrap my head around it. I'm not getting this done. Such a weird one. Kind of tempted to get it. Use Dory? What the fuck? Since when? I've never done that. Wombo combo. And since I have that, should be enough for yet another upgrade. So I can actually do this in just 2 days then. Is that being incredibly optimistic? What confuses me is why this doesn't take Fontanian upgrade materials, like we're using this Aerosoderite. Well, what do I know? I'm not a smith. Or a Fletcher? What the hell is the name of bowmaker that require your finest bows? Oh, Bono. Don't you only use like 3? And then you immediately go over to the blue ones? Sure hope so. Considering what I just spent. Yeah, I might need more of these. Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, okay. Good Friday. Well. And then you need 4 golden ones and the one after. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot. I need to take some trips there on Saturday. Yep. Yep. Yep.